After back-to-back extremely disappointing chokes in March Madness, Jon Scheyer's had enough. He said, all right, I'm putting together a super team because this team has a chance to rival the team that I think is the greatest team I've ever watched play college basketball, and that's the 2024 Duke Blue Devils, who, like I said, choked. So now in 2026, Scheyer's back. He brings in John Blackwell, who is going to be an absolute menace on this Duke squad. Last year at Wisconsin, he averaged 19.1 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and a steal in 34 minutes, while shooting 43% from the field and 39% from three on 7.3 attempts, and he did that as the second option behind Nick Boyd, which is an insane thing to think about, but it gives Duke something they haven't had in a long time, and that is a senior guard. At 6'4" with a 203-pound frame, he, alongside of Caleb Foster, are going to give them, once again, great positional size in the backcourt. He's the number 2 overall transfer on 3, but when you compare him to the number 1 overall transfer, Juke Harris, I'd take 3 less points per game to bump the efficiency up. I think he's the number 1 transfer in this class. Then you get Patrick Ngongba back, who is a projected first-round pick, a great rim protector, really quick-footed big, and he averages 10.7 points a game with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. He's also a facilitating hub for you. He shoots 61% from the field, 26% from 3 on 1 attempt per game last year, and was dealing with some injuries. He also only played about 22 minutes per game. So getting him back, who he's still developing his face-up game, he's developing an outside jumper, and he is your facilitator a lot of times offensively when you run your actions. That's huge. You also get back Caden Boozer, the brother, of course, of top 5 pick Cameron Boozer, who, yes, he had that huge turnover that kept them from going to back-to-back Final Fours and capped off a 19-point choke, but he was really good last year when he was asked to step up at the end of the year. He finished averaging 7.7 points, 3 assists, and 2.3 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field and 30% from 3 on 1.7 attempts a game. But last year as a starter, he averaged about 13 a night with 3.6 assists, 3.4 rebounds in 32 minutes while shooting 50% from the field. The three-point shooting is going to need some work because he's not going to be able to stay on the floor for long periods of time over Foster and Blackwell if he's only going to shoot 30% from 3, but I think he has it in the bag. You also get back a guy that at one point this year I had as a projected lottery pick, Dame Sarr, who is a 6'8" wing with a 7-foot wingspan and puts the absolute clamps down on the other team's best guard. So you bring this guy in as your small forward, as your point of attack defender, and as a guy that over the last 9 games of the regular season averaged 8 points a game with 5 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and 1.2 stocks while shooting 44% from the field and 40% from 3 on 4.4 attempts a game. If the season ended without the ACC tournament and March Madness, he probably ends up being a lottery pick. He just did not shoot it well at all down the stretch in the postseason. You also have Caleb Foster, who comes back for his senior year somehow. I don't know how Scheyer got this guy back, but he joins Blackwell in the backcourt. You have 2 senior guards, which is something Duke hasn't had in I don't know how long. And then you also have Caden Boozer, a former 5-star, and the number 9 player in the class coming off the bench. Foster last year averaged 8.5 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.8 assists, shooting 45% from the field and 40% from 3 on 4 attempts per game, and proved he can be a guy in this Louisville game and the St. John's game to go out and get it down the stretch and be somewhat of a closer at the guard position. Great pass right there. They also go out and bring in Drew Charnowski from Belmont in the portal, and he kind of just feels like a Duke guy, a bigger white guy that is 6'10" with a 7'3" wingspan. He's going to be kind of your Malik Brown replacement. Now, there is no replacing Malik Brown. You can just try and replicate him. It's not going to be all in one player, but Charnowski last year averaged 11 points a game, 6 rebounds, did average 2.6 assists and 2.1 stocks while shooting 68% from the field, and he caught some bodies. He can jump a little bit. This is not your average white guy. Now, if you made it this far into the video, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button, bro. Literally 0.3% of the people that watch these videos are subscribed, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1K quick, trying to get monetized here. They also bring in the number 2 overall player in the class in Cameron Williams, who is 6'11", couldn't find a wingspan on him. I'm guessing over 7 foot, but he's looking to try and be the next guy up in that Duke point forward pipeline, because as you can see here, he can shoot a little bit, he can handle the ball, and it goes all the way back to like 2016 with Brandon Ingram. Then you had Jason Tatum. Then eventually you had Jalen Johnson, Zion Williamson, and now Cooper Flagg and Cameron Boozer, Paulo Banchero. It is a legit pipeline. He's up next. Then you have Deron Rippey Jr., who's going to be coming off the bench. He's 6'2", so he's going to be the shortest guy to play for Duke in like 4 years, but he still plays above the rim. As you can see in these highlights, he's got some major ups, and it's looking like this is going to be more of a developmental year for him. His dad confirmed on Twitter that he's cool with that, I guess, the number 9 overall prospect in the class, but eventually he's going to be really good, and it might be this year. And yeah, if they don't win this year, it's on one guy, and it's the guy I just pictured right there. Shire, once again, brought in the number 2 overall high school recruiting class, solid transfer portal haul. He also brings in Bryson Howard, who is the 15th best player in this class, and then also Maxime Mayer. I mean, this Duke team is absolutely loaded. They could legitimately go 11 deep next year. It's going to be scary with a senior backcourt. Dame Sarr, who, like I said, could have been a lottery pick if the season ended earlier than it did. Patrick Ngamba was a first-round pick as well. They got back 2 first-round picks, and then also bringing the number 4 player in the class to slide in at the 4 spot. Off the bench, it's nasty. Sebastian Wilkins will be back for his redshirt freshman year. Didn't mention him. Everybody else we did. And then Maxime Mayer as well as the 11th guy if the bigs get in foul trouble. This team is disgusting. And with that being said, if you've enjoyed today's video at any point, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, hit that subscribe button. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.